What is happening? It's the Nintendo Powercast, episode 376. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. My headspace is no longer stuck in the illness that I was in, thankfully, because last week I was like, just please talk, guys. I'm gonna just chill. I'll just chill. You guys talk, because my head was, I was just like, I need to feel better.
Are you sure it's 376? I feel like that was last week.
Oh no.
He felt confident about it, so I was just gonna roll with it. But
yeah, he didn't even say I think.
He didn't say think. I don't know. I might be wrong.
I thought last week was 375, so I was very like,
I'm looking.
Your head was out of it, so
yeah.
What's the name of our show here? Hold
on. This one is this is Nintendo Powercast.
We're starting it over.
We're this episode 1.
You don't put numbers in the title anymore, so hold on. 373 4 5 6 377.
377.
Ooh.
Dang.
What did you say? Did you say 376?
I said 76.
377.
All right, I'm not talking anymore the rest of the show. You guys got it.
What a loser.
What a loser. All right, Crawler, what's up, baby? How are you?
Hey, how's it going? Crawler coming at you. Playing live.
Yeah, you guys, everybody's very happy playing some video games. Johnny Bo, what's going on?
What's going on? I'm playing as LeBron James right now.
Nintendo.
That's non-Tendo.
The fake Smash, the better Smash, some would say.
Well, those people would be wrong.
Wow.
The most popular fighting game ever
in the history.
Says the internet. Games. Says the internet. Yeah.
Yeah.
The internet doesn't lie.
Cheesy, what's up, baby?
What's going on, cheese curds? Listen, I am super excited for Xenoblade fans. I know your game is coming out tomorrow or today if you're listening.
Out now.
Whenever you're listening. Yeah. But the next released game is Splatoon. And that just has me super hyped.
We got Mario Kart tracks first.
Well, all right. Way to just kill the hype.
We do have Mario Kart tracks, but before we get into it, we need to know where we can find all you guys. So Crawler, kick us off. Where can people find you and your Lego content?
Twitter and TikTok are the best spots. Nightcrawler724. I built the Mando N1 Starfighter last night and put that video up today. Or last night. I don't remember when I put last night. But yeah.
Did you see my comment?
Yeah, how'd I move so fast? I'm the Flash. I'm giving it up right now. I am the Flash.
Just like, get this guy out of here. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Johnny, where can we find you?
I'm Johnny Bo everywhere. Been playing a lot of multiverses on Twitch, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. I'm trying to become a multiverses ambassador. So hopefully that happens.
Fingers crossed, my friend. Fingers crossed. Let's hope. Let's hope it works out. And Cheesy, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter. I'm really trying to build that following there. But you can also find me on TikTok, Twitch, Instagram, CheezyC64, CheezyC64.
Boom. Guys, I'm N64 Josh everywhere. And I got to tell you, I want you guys to check out my YouTube channel. Until today, it's my new music that I'm putting out on the regular. I'm having a really good time. I sat down this week, recorded a new song, and I recorded a music video sitting in my gaming chair. So I hope you guys are ready for Until Today. It's more rock and roll than I've done in the past, so I'm very excited about that.
So how many songs have a banjo in them?
A lot. A lot.
Oh, there we go.
A lot of banjo.
It's the whole.
Yeah.
He's just trying to make another banjo Tooie soundtrack.
Well, I need to get a kazoo.
Hey, for the soundtrack from that original game and the sequel were pretty good. Good.
That was as cheesy of a joke as I could come up with for you, Cheesy. A banjo kazooie.
Wow.
Get both of them. I got Crawler to shake his head.
Yeah, there he goes.
I just got deleted. So, yeah, that's happening. Unfortunately, you guys, we're going to skip the Smash Bros. Tournament this week or this month. I'm sorry if you're looking forward to it, but hopefully I'll be back next month. And the other thing I wanted to mention is that tomorrow morning there's a podcast called Breakfast with Boom, and I'm going to be on it. And now it's 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern. So it's early.
That's how math works.
Yeah, that's how it works.
That is breakfast time. I agree.
That is breakfast time. Here's the deal. If you're in the chat on Double Barrel Gaming, youtube.com/Double Barrel Gaming, if you're in the chat, you will have a chance to win. There's $400 in $50 like eShop, Xbox cards, or PlayStation cards. You get to choose which one if you win. So all you got to do is be in the chat. It starts at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern, and come hang out. That's Double Barrel Gaming. All right, Double Barrel Gaming. It's also a show that I'm on every Tuesday called the Xbox Factor Podcast, which I do recommend you guys check out. And speaking of podcasts, we've got the Xbox Now podcast is happening. The Bendu podcast is happening. Halo Infinite podcast is happening. So you can check out all of those shows as well. I am still streaming on TikTok and Twitch. At least I will be starting again next week. So there we go. I've been out of the content game a little bit, it seems. So
well, you can bring back Mario Kart streams here pretty soon.
Yes, exactly. Great segue there. Wave 2. Anybody else wake up this morning to that tweet saying Wave 2 is here? Are you guys excited?
Where's Wave 3? Where's Wave 3?
That's okay. Real talk. Every tweet Nintendo's put out today, I said Wave 3 when. I just keep putting Wave 3 when. So the track they're showing right off the bat, Sky High Sunday. What do you guys think of this?
Brand new.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Brand new anti-grav coming to tour later. No railings on this one. This is like another Rainbow Road, but it's a Sunday.
Up and down the ice cream.
So,
I mean,
no
I know that they got a lot of crap for Wave 2 not releasing sooner than we expected, but if we get more stuff like this, like a new
full-on new course, that's good.
Yeah, and maybe it looks like, you know, the details are looking better than Wave 1. So
that grass still looked like crap.
Yes and no. I would say.
Really?
I would say, I mean, the textures are a little better, but what's a little bit disappointing is like that Super Nintendo track is just flat. Like that's where they needed to put a lift in, like in Mario Circuit for the GBA game, right? Like that. It just like. Where is the creativity? I don't want to come across negative or complaining, but that was the track that I'm like, how creative are they going to get? When you look at like Donut Plains, also a flat track, but it looks all eroded and old
and has fun shortcuts in it because of that.
Exactly. And I mean, we'll know more once we finally get to play it, but like right here, GBA track, usually they were pretty flat. Super Circuit was pretty flat, and they added a lot. They added to it. So that was the only track that caught my eye as being a little bit like, why didn't this one get a little extra love? But we are seeing way more textures, I would say.
Yeah, that's cool. We have Cryptic in the chat saying that the Sunday course is the only anti-grav track. Is that correct?
It's all anti-grav, the whole thing.
As far as we know from watching that, that's the only anti-grav that we see.
And it's all anti-grav, so it's not just sections, which I feel like that's the lazy way of doing it.
Go ahead.
They can't have any, there's like no cleverness to it. It's just all anti-grav, you know? Which like anti-grav was cool about Mario Kart 8, but there were sections of like, I'm just thinking of the one with the trolley. And like you could go up on the side or just stay on the main track. This one, you're just okay. It's anti-grav. They said they want an anti-grav, so let's just make it all anti-grav.
I feel like I feel like the Wii course maybe has a chance for it. Like trying to think about Shroom Ridge. like they could maybe
No,
add.
I think this is the only one that has anti-grav on it.
Yeah,
I don't think any of the other ones do.
And maybe these were already way too far into development when that old shortcut through
they added the jump, which was in
Yeah.
7, because the Calamari Beach or whatever, Calamari Desert, I'm sorry, was in 7. And so
Yeah, right.
that jump is still there, which is great. I mean, at least it's something. So yeah, there you go. There's
Well, I think the
what's
issue
going
with
on
the
here?
Sunday track is it's a tour map and there's no anti-grav in tour. So when they bring it to tour, it's probably just going to be a regular non-anti-grav map.
Are we going to be able to take a hard right on the train tracks if the train's not there?
I think that's moving with the train, isn't it? That's probably
no.
It's probably
no.
It's not. What? How'd you get there?
Ooh, you turn hard, and I think you're not gonna get like you couldn't. I don't think you could do that in the 64 game, right? You
could get stuck on the track. I don't think there was any shortcuts to it though.
I don't think you could turn into it though, right? And the crossings.
There,
I'd have to. Well, I guess we can boot it up on
you could
Switch Online.
You could somewhat, but it didn't really benefit you to, like, not to mention the train would usually wipe you out. But
yeah, Mario Circuit 3 does look a little
I kind of like it though. It's like clean, and it kind of looks like a 3D version of the SNES.
I think would have made it, to add a little character to it, or to make the clean look make sense, is like give some Shy Guys some brooms or something, so it looks like they're out there cleaning it up or something. You know what I mean? Like, because Donut Plains 3 is so just like old and decrepit, and I love that. It's like, yo, this track's 30 years old. It looks it, right? So
here's what makes it worth it though: Waluigi Pinball.
I hate to say this, but
proof he's a monster.
This is
proof.
Not
proof Waluigi is a monster. He throws red shells backwards. Monster.
I remember getting more frustrated with this track than enjoying it, and I know I'm going to enjoy it more this time around. But like,
because the drifting's going to be easier and more, because it's a spiral down, isn't it? Like,
it was the last part where you're hitting the bumpers and having to watch out for the balls and stuff flying through that. Like, it used to infuriate me at times. I was just like, oh, come on, give me a break here. But I don't know. I mean, the New York looks very, very good. The tour tracks look Sydney amazing.
Too. Like, honestly, after Wave 1, I'm looking forward to the tour tracks, because it has me confident that the laps are going to be different, the course is going to evolve, and it is kind of the most unique experience. I mean, that was they've taken something that I think the bulk of people were not psyched about, and Paris is my favorite course. Paris and Tokyo are my favorite courses out of the
not
Wave
Ninja
1.
Hideaway,
or no, sorry, not Tokyo, Ninja Hideaway. That's what I was meaning to say. Sorry.
Yeah, the Tokyo one's kind of weak, but Ninja Hideaway and Paris, I feel like I bummed Cheesy out with what I said about Sunday.
That is all anti-grav or what?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I didn't notice. So, like, I don't know. I woke up and I was pretty excited about obviously getting a new wave. And getting
you woke
a new
up and this information was already out? What time did you wake up?
What time did I wake up today? I woke up kind of early, and I was just playing Live Alive, and then by like 6 o'clock, I was like, okay, I've got to try to get some sleep.
I should probably get some sleep.
Yeah, because I went to bed around midnight, but then I just couldn't get to sleep. Or like I woke up again. But anyway, no, I think the new track looks really cool. And the reason why the tour tracks work for us is, and for a lot of people, they don't play tour, so they kind of do come off as new tracks. And I think that is another way as how Nintendo is getting away with putting them in the game and feeling like these are new tracks for people, even though they're in the mobile game.
Look at the detail on the grass and the bushes, man.
Well, and the Sydney course having those ramps in the middle, like that's the first time they've put the sky ramps that are in tour kind of on display in the course, which is cool. It adds a different element to it.
If you back that up, maybe let's just let this play a sec. But
Hold on,
right there, that looks like it could be anti-grav.
You can tell by the tires. Tires.
Well,
will be
the tires
flat.
aren't turned.
No, I know, but I don't think we see any right there.
So it's hard. It's hard to tell though, right? Because everything is all lit up on Waluigi Pinball. That it could just be.
Yeah, the tires are on the ground there.
They don't.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting. I don't think we're getting anti-grav on these.
So it's such an interesting decision for them on
because that would be an easy track to turn in anti-grav. Make it like electric. What's the Electrodome or whatever?
Electric Boogaloo.
Whatever.
Yeah, that one.
This is the best looking track. It looks beautiful. Like the Waluigi Pinball looks great.
I think that one and Mushroom Gorge look really great.
We go anti-grav on Ice, right? Like they couldn't. I don't know why they're not. Like, is it a harder thing to code?
Well, I think these maps are already in Tour, and now they're just kind of porting them over, and they're not really adding new features.
I mean, I understand the Tour ones, but I don't know.
I will say this. The one thing that's a little bit of a bummer about getting the tour tracks is it means we're going to get less of the OG tracks, right? Like, and albeit some of the tour tracks so far, like Ninja Hideaway was great. It was probably the best, having the multiple layers and stuff like that to choose which way you want to go. Fantastic. But what could have been more like Mario Kart Ultimate is where we could have seen just almost every track from the past games put into one. Yeah. But I think that's really the key word there, though, is reimagined, right? And if they're just going to bring them straight over, like
it's a little lackluster.
It's that makes it a little bit of a bummer.
The GBA one looked good. The ice,
snow one.
The snow one, like it looked like it had levels, like it wasn't like the SNES one where it was just flat. But I mean, I don't know. I tweeted about how by the end of this thing we're gonna have 96 tracks. 96. That's so many tracks that it will be nice. And when everything's out and all said and done, it'll be nice to like hop online and you don't know what track you get, and it could be a different experience every single time.
Well, especially hitting random. Like if you hit random now, like that is way up in the air.
Well, could you imagine if you just get Mario Kart for the first time after all 96 tracks are out? Like you're gonna have so much content to burn through. Like it's gonna take forever.
How do they top it? Like how do they top Deluxe? Like
Mario Kart free to play.
Ultimate. They're gonna have to do some Ultimate-esque version, or like a Smash-esque version where they have different characters and not just Mario. I think the way they should go is Ultimate. Just have all the tracks, all the characters.
Well, they're setting themselves up for it with this. I mean,
yeah, I mean they're building it out. So I wonder what they could do.
What does Cheesy want to see?
You would do some new creative tracks like what we've seen with Zelda and Animal Crossing. Get some Kirby themed track in there. Get a Metroid track in there. Like they have to be working on this game. Whatever the next Mario Kart. Yeah, whatever it is. That they've been really busy trying to make it the best that it could be to try to sell as much as they have with Mario Kart 8. It's insane. So
Sunday Kart opens up the possibility of them putting those types of tracks in 8, right?
The what kind of cards?
The Sunday track, like that's a brand new track to either.
Yeah, it's a brand new track. I would hope that by the time we get to wave 6, is that what we're maxing out?
Yeah, there's 6 waves. 6 waves. Yeah.
By the time we get to wave 6, I hope it's like 4 new courses or something like that by the time we get there. Because you think about like Dragon Driftway on 200, a course that came out after 200cc release. Like I'm curious as to see how Sunday is going to play on 200, because the new courses they build and they have that kind of consideration in mind. Some of the other ones that came out are they're more of a challenge, where they kind of had to be 200, just kind of had to work on it, and it wasn't necessarily built with that in mind. I don't know if they had 200cc in mind when they, like, that was what, 13 years ago they started with Mario Kart. How long has Mario Kart 8 been out now? But
8 years.
But it
7.
It definitely feels better on the newest of the courses that came out with the deluxe edition.
Here's some cryptic. Says, when you see DLC like Cuphead and Xenoblade 3, where the devs come and said, wait, the wait will be worth it, I don't see why Nintendo can't put the same care into the Mario Kart tracks. I was thinking about this today a little bit, knowing that this wave was coming out, and kind of wondering if this isn't somewhat kind of just mailed in for Nintendo, instead of them putting their full effort behind it, that it's more like, yo, there's a little bit of low hanging fruit here by using Tour as a base. There's maybe somewhat of a copy pasta going on that makes it relatively easy to get these tracks over to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
It's a Trojan horse for NSO Online too.
And that's what I was thinking about the most, is Nintendo Switch Online and the expansion pack. You would think they would want everybody speaking so highly of these courses that it would entice people to jump in and pick up the expansion pack, right?
Going quantity over quality.
You know what's? I bought the family plan.
Me too, accidentally, but it's paid off.
Yeah, I did it on purpose. But I adopted a child over when I did it. Valdo is now my son.
Perfect.
Oh, congrats, man.
And since I have the expansion pack, he now has access to the expansion pack. So it's kind of nice that, you can pay, what is it, $80 a year or $100? I forget what it is.
80.
It's 80.
80. And then you could have, 8 people go in on it. And I don't think it's a bad setup. I don't think it's a bad deal. I don't know. No. I don't think NSO is bad.
Does Valdo know that you're his dad?
Yes, he knows.
Oh, okay,
I had him sign some papers and everything too. So
yeah.
As a tax accountant, that really helps you out.
Yeah, I claim him as a dependent right now.
I love it.
I mean, I don't know. It may be phoned in, but like, I kind of wish that they would have done this with Animal Crossing, because there's a ton of cool stuff in a Pocket Camp that they could have done with New Horizons.
They still can.
Yeah, where's our cheap fishing derby? I'll go do that. That
Not
would
even
get
just
me
that. Just, you have the 3DS. Like, I'm sure they had characters that they could just bring in.
Or even better yet, find a way to merge your island and your camp and have you check in and do chores or something like that. That the two talk to each other and you get rewards or something. I mean, I don't know. Did Pocket Camp talk to New Leaf at all, or no?
No.
I mean,
it was supposed to
merge all three of them.
It does. You get you get something for linking your accounts, but that's it. Like,
yeah, that's it. There's no have your villager. Like, if you could have your villagers show up in Pocket Camp or something like that, I'm sure that would incentivize a lot of people to either have the campers they want to have, or if you find a camper in in Pocket Camp that you want in New Horizons, send them over. Like, find a way to make that work, but have the campsite linked some way.
But does Nintendo make more DLC, or just a whole new Animal Crossing game that's maybe more like? More like New Leaf?
I don't think we'll see that on the Switch.
We wouldn't see that on the Switch, though.
Never
based
say never.
Based on the sales, I mean, Splatoon's 5 years apart. We're seeing a sequel already.
Yep.
And the sales of Animal Crossing far exceed that of Splatoon.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Nintendo just chooses
Not
to
a-
stop supporting their titles, so then that drives the need. I guess I don't know. When
Yeah.
they could have kept Splatoon 2 going. All they had to do was keep doing Splatfests and find new and interesting some new weapons maybe and more clothes. And they could have tweaked Salmon Run or something like that. They didn't have to come up with a new game, but it feels. I know Johnny's on the free to play hype train right now with multiverses and stuff, but like Nintendo continues to like to get their $60 payday. And it, speaking of phoning it in, I think Nintendo is contributing to the sports franchises suffering and either holding back development or not giving those teams full assets and support. I don't know what it is. The fact that these games don't have robust, differing online kind of options and features is disappointing. But like, is Nintendo the one holding them back? I don't know.
If I was the Nintendo, I would re-release Animal Crossing on the next system, include Happy Home Design or Happy Home, I don't know what it's called.
Paradise.
And then like some other feature like mini games.
Animal Crossing New Horizons Deluxe.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I have a feeling like they have to figure out how to sell their next system. Right now, like the Switch is fine. It will sell. Like we got some big games coming out still for the Switch, so it's still healthy. So why they're looking forward, and they need a reason to sell those things. But that's what I would do if I was Nintendo. Release Mario Kart 9, Animal Crossing New Horizons Deluxe. Maybe put Amiibo Festival like in the package too.
Wow, get out.
No.
Get out. Breath of the Wild 3.
Switch 2 needs Madden, like Servant said.
Well, and it really does. And then, looking at a game like The Show, right, which obviously is not going to run the best on the Switch, yet here we are. Here it is. That game's still like
the big selling point is that is cross progression.
Cross play, yeah.
That's
and
big.
Cross progression, yeah.
Yeah.
But look at the way they're monetized. It's $60 plus in-app purchases, right? Like
and they make a butt ton of money off of them.
Exactly.
The sports titles, yeah. The streamers just throw money at those games. And then
what if Strikers had a card system similar to Madden or The Show?
I like the way you're thinking. See, all right. So I don't.
But do you though? Because then that's more stuff behind a $60 price tag. Like,
but all right. So I like the free to play model. Well, I don't like
Nintendo won't do that though.
The money aspect, but the whole constantly updating the game to keep it alive. That's what I like for free to play and these live service games. And Nintendo doesn't do it.
Yeah, they're incentivized to keep you wanting to play. They're incentivized to keep throwing out more stuff. The thing, I mean, you threw $40 at Multiverses. It's not free for you to play with all the characters. I know you've probably done more, but like I was looking at it today. I've barely played a little bit. I think they throw probably a decent amount of the in-game currency at you at the beginning. I'm like 2 coins short of being able to buy a 2,000 coin character.
I bought an emote for $5.
Oh my god, dude.
But I wanted to see Shaggy rip his shirt off.
Was it worth it?
It was worth it.
I made
it back on the TikTok too, so it's fine.
I did download Multiverses on my Xbox, and I was happy to see that everything, like if you buy it somewhere, you're getting it everywhere. So that is good.
So that's cross progression. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I may be more incentivized to throw a little bit of money at it, but the biggest thing would be to
support these small devs.
WB Games. Yeah,
WB needs the money. Nintendo needs the money. Come on, like if I don't do it, they might go under.
But like the only thing I may be incentivized to do in Multiverses is the whatever founder pack to unlock all the fighters, because that's the thing. You
and it doesn't even unlock all the fighters.
That's what I did with Apex at the very beginning. I threw $20 at it, whatever, to get the champions unlocked. that's kind of bit me in the butt now because I have stuff unlocked on Xbox, but if I want to play it on PC, I don't have those champions. They're working on that, but that's like down the road. Like
We've been working on that for 2 years.
yeah, so it's good
Apex
that
2.
I mean, what is Overwatch 2 going to look like? What's
that's cross progression. It's free.
It's cross progression. It's free, but like, what is that? Are all the heroes going to be unlocked? Like,
I'm assuming because
or is it all
Overwatch
going to be
1
cosmetic? Like,
Overwatch 1 is gone once Overwatch 2 comes out. So I
Yeah.
think you get all the Overwatch 1 champions at least. I don't know.
I got like 50 loot crates to open on Overwatch.
You should probably
on the
do
Xbox.
that. You should probably do
probably-
that.
The loot crates are going
before it
away.
shuts down.
They're getting rid of loot crates.
Yeah,
I
so you
should
need
probably open
because
them
I'm
and see
sure
what I
they're
got.
gonna. I'm sure they're gonna do something. I would think they're gonna do something to give you credit for the stuff you have because people poured a lot of money into that. I feel like Fall Guys didn't do enough to reward people that played the
They
game
charge
that
a
had
lot,
purchased it.
man.
Yeah, they charge.
charge
I
a
mean, they're
lot.
charging Fortnite prices for a little bean costume. Like that's not. It's a little too steep. I have not thrown money at Fall Guys.
So,
But, like-
so Nate had asked the question about donating $5 to me to buy random stuff. You could join the Patreon. We can have a tier. We can have a tier where you make me buy something like some random thing in a video game.
It has to be in a game you're playing, though. At least we can't have you just jumping into
Velma
ESO.
has a hula outfit.
They're gonna start making
They
you
got
buy
my
stuff
eye
on
on.
League of Legends probably, and
Oh yeah, there's Unite as well.
Yeah.
We got things.
oh, I got both my kids playing Unite now, and they are obsessed with the daily login bonus and stuff. It's a dopamine hit. That's what it is. It's a dopamine hit.
Looks like chat wants me to rip my shirt off for $5 now.
I'll do it.
So-
I'll give you $5 to do that, Josh.
I love this shirt.
That
though.
shirt's
Can
like $20.
Can I change?
The shirt costs more than.
Go get a Hulk Hogan pre-ripped. Hulk Hogan shirts were all pre-ripped.
I feel like we got
Listen up, brother.
base. What were we talking about? Live Alive?
Well, I had mentioned the show, right? And like, Crawler shook his head immediately, right? Because I said the show, you can buy the packs of cards, everything. How many of us have ever spent any money on Madden or the show for these cards? We haven't.
I mean, I bought the game for $60.
Johnny
that's all.
doesn't count because he just
I
buys
didn't
everything.
pay up for the cards. I didn't pay for the cards.
I think the good thing about Madden and oh,
We
God.
just got a $4.99 super chat, 1 penny away from me ripping my shirt off.
Oh,
So
oh.
Thank you, Servant, for the super chat. We appreciate it.
But when it comes to that, like with that, the show, FIFA, Madden, it's quartered off in its own mode. It's a thing
I don't
that
think for
is
long. I think
that's-
they're gonna make those games free to play and then charge for everything.
Inflate your ball, $5.
well,
Deflate your ball.
Tom Brady,
$5.
$10. Tom Brady would
You
want
hit a
that.
home run, you got to pay for that ball.
Cork your bat, $20. You know,
You hit a kid in the stands, hospital bill, real money.
You think EA is looking at like a game like Multiverses and they're like, "Yeah, we're
Well,
still
EA
charging
ruling,
60
like,
I mean,
bucks
they're
for
going
Madden. I don't think we need
Full
to
Mr.
do that."
Burns right now.
but isn't
Yeah.
EA getting ready to shut down like Roller Champions or whatever?
No,
and
that's Ubisoft. That's Ubisoft.
is that Ubisoft? What?
Plus, that game probably didn't make any money because like, who played that game?
Well, same thing with whatever was that Ubisoft that did
Imagine
the...
a free to play Madden though, man. They make so much money.
Well,
They
they,
make
already
so
do.
much money.
the
It's-
thing is,
it's
they
Madden
already
Mobile.
make
It's
money.
there.
Like,
Is it?
It's there. Yeah.
and I think they're losing the NFL license, aren't they? Like, they don't have sole rights to the NFL license moving forward.
I think the real conversation just starts to become like,
Hyperscape. That's what it is. Cryptic thing.
do we as gamers deserve what developers are putting out? Because yes, we are the consumer, so it's important for us to buy their product. However, like, should we just be grateful with what we're given, or is it that we need to have a say with what they create, because they are the creators, they're the developers. And I understand that feedback is always good to help with like the next thing, but it's at what point is it where it's just like, yeah, I'm happy with what this is. Like, yes, it probably could be better, and I think that's just life in general. Like you create something and you look back at it and you're like, yeah, I probably could have done that better. And I understand like gaming has just changed so much, and I think a lot of where our mindset is like, we didn't used to play online with people. It was all just couch co-op, and we were just satisfied. Or maybe we were just playing by ourselves and we were playing strikers or whatever it was, and you're just happy gaming. But it's just is changed so much these days.
The reason I bring up the cards with like strikers would be just for people that want to pour the time and the extra cash into it, it's there. But if you don't want to, great. And there's still the potential just from playing the game to have stuff be unlockable, to be, just like if you play enough Mario Kart Tour, you can get free pulls, right? It's there. It's still somewhat of an incentive just to keep playing. The amount of time I've spent with strikers makes me so sad. So sad.
Yeah.
And that's ultimately what it boils down to, is that like it seems like Nintendo's leaving money on the table by not doing more with the franchises that they have, and on a system that is selling so well, and with games that are selling. Like Smash should not be over yet. It shouldn't be.
No.
I know that's a ton of characters, but they should hire another studio. If Sakurai needs a break from it, get somebody else involved.
Sakurai is
Doesn't
not-
Bandai Namco helps a lot on that game, so like why
They do.
not just
Yeah.
have them? Like,
But it's Sakurai's baby. Like that is the hardest part to me, is obviously they're going to make another Smash because it makes so much money. People love playing it. But like if Sakurai isn't there, I just don't know if it's going to have the same heart, if it's going to have the
feel
same
right.
feel. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like,
Well, I
he's
feel with
such
Ultimate,
a perfectionist that it's going to be hard for him to just hand it over to somebody else.
I feel that Ultimate probably has enough of a foundation that even if somebody came in and did the heavy lifting, he could then do the tweaks to balance the character and not have as much going into it.
Is he willing to? Is he willing to relinquish
Right.
that much control of something that he? But I
Sure.
mean, that what Cheesy said is exactly my problem with Nintendo All-Star Fighters and Multiverses and Brawlout and all the other platform fighters.
Did you mean PlayStation All-Star Fighters?
no, Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon.
You said
there you go.
Nintendo.
So I was like,
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
lost. I'm lost. What game is this?
But like all those games just have, there's something in the weight of the punches and as a hit lands in Smash that is not felt in those other games. I don't know how Smash I don't know if it's audio timing and cues and visual fidelity of Smash that the other ones don't quite have with their art style, or what it is, or the feeling of the false finish, or just the power hit that you have when, because I feel like when Nickelodeon or Multiverses, like you do a strong enough hit to ring somebody out, it feels like they start to move and they get close to the blast zone and the game just carries them out. It doesn't have that feeling that a DI input for you you are in control. The game just decided that you're done. So I don't know. It just doesn't feel the same.
I mean, there's going to come a time where all these, like, Sakurai and Miyamoto, Aonuma, they're not going to be there, and they have to hand it off. They're not getting rid of Mario. They're not getting rid of Smash Bros. They're not getting rid of Zelda. So, I mean, this might sound wrong, but I would kind of like to see a Smash Bros. Made by somebody not Sakurai. See what their perspective on it is, and how they can make it better or different.
Servant said Smash Bros would be a perfect free-to-play game. I mean,
80 characters, man. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
Well, but
Speaking
the
of
thing is,
Smash, they
Nintendo,
just announced the Steve amiibos coming out.
they did
September
same
9th.
day Splatoon launches.
I
But
didn't see a Wario 64 tweet. Is it available on Best Buy yet?
not yet, not yet. The thing with like Smash free to play is that Nintendo has endless characters they can dive in, like dip into without even having to worry about third party, right? Like Xenoblade has so many. I know they're kind of like second party, right? But there's so many fighters. Like Xenoblade could be the
Blaze
could be
Blue
like what.
kind of. Yeah,
Well, it
like
could be what Fire Emblem already is. There's so
Yeah.
many characters that you could choose from with, and some have guns, some have swords. Like just from those franchises alone, Fire Emblem and Xenoblade could carry a whole Smash free to play game, right? For forever, like forever. And then you start
would go over
throwing
well.
Mario and Kirby. What's that?
That would go over well. We got a Smash free-to-play game coming out. Our next character is Byleth 2.
So yeah, and I mean, I think at the end of the day, and I know we've kind of we've talked about this at length over the last couple months, but like it boils down to the community being hyped about something and everybody talking about that same thing, being excited for it, and it's hard, especially as like a Smash Bros creator, watching that series just like slowly fade into just the hardcore playing it, where like I loved playing with newer players and helping them learn the mechanics, and and the DLC would keep that alive because people would be like, yo, now my favorite character is going to be making their way, and now I'm going to pick up Smash now, and so it's the creator, the Nintendo creator in me is what gets the most bummed out, because it's like, man, we have to watch these games go to the wayside while we're watching other games like Fortnite and Call of Duty and stuff just in Apex continue to thrive and have season passes and keep going like year after year. And it feels like Nintendo could have that same thing, and then we just have to watch our beloved series just kind of fade into obscurity and move on to the next thing. And that's where the bummer is for me.
I completely hear what you're saying, and I understand that multiplayer games is where it's at today. But when you think about single player, Nintendo is the one that's really doing it, and I'm glad that we still have that, because there's not a lot of single player games today because of all of these free to play games. And so even though like Nintendo could probably thrive on a free to play game, it's nice to see them doing doing the complete opposite of what everyone else is doing. And that is what makes them Nintendo to me. They have never done things the way that others have done it. I guess now they're kind of trying to enter into internet subscription, an online subscription.
Yeah.
But even with that, like, I don't think they need free to play. They have their $60 games. They make money there. And it's kind of what we have been saying. Like, we are paying for an online subscription, that we should just be getting more content. And that is how they're making their money, is just through the online. The longer that they have us on their online, the more money they're going to make. I mean, they've made so much more money than what they did with Virtual Console.
And then you have EA that makes comments like this on Twitter.
It's weird because they have a very successful single player game in Jedi the Fallen Order.
They're
Yeah,
a
for
10,
the
but
audio.
they only like playing single player games.
Yeah.
This was, I think the internet jumped all over this. I'm actually surprised it's still on Twitter.
Well,
like I would have thought they would have deleted it, but
for single player games, like I love single player games. I love Nintendo single player games. Mario Odyssey is fantastic, but it's been 5 years since an original Mario game. Imagine if instead of waiting 5 years, they could release a DLC pack every year, or every 2 years.
Are you
Just to
saying
keep
that the same thing with Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, for Breath of the Wild, they did some DLC.
Sure.
Like
yeah,
I would love.
It wasn't greatly received. I thought
I
the
think
end
5
battle.
years is too long to wait for a sequel. That's way too long. That's the majority of a console's life cycle. And I know it takes longer to develop games, but like, what is that Odyssey team doing? We haven't seen anything from them since Odyssey.
And that game should have had DLC.
And like Kirby came and gone this year. The only games that kind of stay, the single player games that kind of stay, are the Pokemon games because they have online aspects.
But then they released DLC that's only specific to one type of game. I thought that was a poor move. The fact that I couldn't buy DLC and have it work. Yeah. I get that I'm in the minority, I guess, of having both games, but that just seemed like it was. I didn't buy the Sword and Shield DLC because of that, and I think that's from what I've read, that was also the best content of that game.
Pokemon is a prime example of how to keep single player games relevant. They release content all the time. Like they have like 4 or 5 games a year, and not all the same type of game. You know, they have different types. And they have smaller titles. They have a MOBA now. They have new generations every couple of years. They have remakes. Like I think that is the way to do single player games. Like I'm annoyed waiting for a Mario game every 5 years. And we're not even getting one
right?
soon. Hopefully. But
yeah,
then
I mean, Odyssey was
10
October.
Hours,
Odyssey was October 2017. Yeah, like we're quickly approaching 5 years, and we have not heard anything about Mario Odyssey. Anything.
I think part of that is Nintendo's new marketing cycle, though. Nintendo's not. They're keeping everything pretty close to the sleeve, right? Like there's not a lot of. They're not pushing out like Breath of the Wild getting delayed and everything. Definitely not part of the plan, right? Like. And so what kind of ripple effect does that have? We don't have any idea. Like what if a new Mario was planned for the end of the fiscal year, but now if Zelda's in that spot, they're not gonna do both.
Mm-mm.
Okay, what if it was planned though? Let's just say it was, because you have Xenoblade.
You're saying Nintendo did COVID?
No, that's not.
I'm wearing a Mario shirt today. So.
No. I mean, I don't know. Animal Crossing did come out at a real convenient time.
Mr. Burns. It's all part of our master plan.
No, but I'm just saying, like, they have Xenoblade.
Niche title.
They probably knew. Yeah, but dude, that game is.
They're
going to sell 1 million copies. Mario's going to sell 30 million copies.
Will it though? Because how many Odysseys?
It sold like 25 million.
Is Odyssey? It's in the top. Is it in the top 5?
Oh yeah. It sold like 25 million.
It won't be here after like two more versions of Pokemon come out.
People are excited about Xenoblade. People love Xenoblade, right? It's still niche. Mario is like, if they had a Mario game come out in October, like nobody, that's not a big deal. People who want to play Xenoblade are going to play Xenoblade anyway.
There have been a lot of niche titles on the Switch that have gained so much popularity. I mean, look at Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem has taken off because, I mean, to say taken off, like it's not in the top 10, but at least it's growing. And I could say the same for Splatoon. Like that was on the Wii U, which only 5 people had, and all of us and one other person.
And one of them has it hooked up still. So.
And
mine's hooked up. I can turn it on right now.
Yeah, mine's hooked up too.
I just have to move an HDMI cord, but I'm here.
But I just think that is not. You can't use that as an excuse, as like that it's a niche title, because it is going to gain so many more fans that when the next game comes out, there's going to be more people that are interested in playing it. And I get what you're saying.
I understand, but like, people who are gonna get Xenoblade
Mhm.
are already Xenoblade fans. Right?
Dude, I mean, yeah, but like take Live Alive, for example. Like so far, that game is doing really well. Better than what they thought it was going to do.
Has Square Enix released? I'm gonna search. Has Square released?
It was
sales?
like 97,000 in Japan. I know that.
Yeah.
But
And
to your
like-
point, Johnny, I knew nothing about Xenoblade other than like I knew the first game on the Wii was kind of hard to find and that a handful of people were excited about it in the community. And then I jumped all over Xenoblade 2 and could not, like, the way you guys are consuming Live Alive is how I consume Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
But you could release Xenoblade in July and a Mario in October.
Oh no, yeah, no doubt. No doubt at all. Like no question there.
They are. It's Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope.
Another like there's no big title. There's no hype title this year.
Wow.
Scarlet and
yeah, but that's Pokemon
Crotch
Company.
Rocket
Like
or
I don't
whatever.
consider Pokemon Company Nintendo.
And they're all niche. I mean, Pokemon has elevated. I mean, the fact that it's going to own the Nintendo Switch top 10 here in 2 years, but it's still niche. It is Pokemon. Pokemon is still growing and it's larger than everything else. But Bayonetta niche, Xenoblade niche, Kirby borderline niche. I mean, because it's
system killer.
we did get a Kirby this year.
Splatoon, you could almost argue is niche because I mean
it's getting more mainline.
Yeah, but there's no besides. So Mario and Zelda, is Pokemon the third leg of the Nintendo trifecta? Like, what is the third franchise that would
Mario Kart?
It's like Smash Bros. Or
the
Mario Kart,
Animal
Crossing.
Party
Animal
games
Crossing.
division. Yeah, Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
And then I mean party games division. You can lump Mario Kart, Smash, Mario Party kind of all into a subgenre.
Metroid doesn't count.
And Metroid is the B tier. I mean, it is.
But yeah, we haven't. When was
How dare you, sir?
Did we get a big Nintendo game last year? Like one of the big three, I would say.
Last year?
When was the last time we got one of the big?
We got Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury.
No, that doesn't count.
Oh,
that was a tech test.
It's a
That was a tech test. It was a $40 game.
Yeah,
wasn't it a $40 game?
But it's such a great game.
It's a great game.
I
All right,
it.
But
like it was, I 100%ed it. It was great. But it,
I already played it.
And then
what
we
were the
got
sales
Bowser's
numbers?
Fury on top
But
of
what
it.
were the sales
It
numbers
took
on it?
3 seconds to beat. It took 3 seconds to beat Bowser's Fury.
I would love to see you beat it in 3 seconds.
And I played that more than I played 3D. I played that more than I played 3D World.
Oh, we got the lame Warriors Zelda game. You know, the bad.
Oh, Age of Calamity. That was actually pretty good.
Yeah,
though.
I enjoyed that one.
But it's a Muso game. Yeah, I mean,
we haven't had a mainline Zelda. We haven't had a mainline Mario. We haven't had a mainline Animal Crossing. We haven't had a new Smash. Smash is what, 3 years old now? 4, 3, 4, 3.5.
2020.
It came out in 2018, I think.
Has it been that long? 4 years. 4 years now. Or December will be 4 years, I think.
We haven't had Mario for 5 years, except for the ports.
And like
we haven't had Donkey Kong
sport games.
Well,
yeah, Donkey Kong is a weird one. I mean, that's
Tropical Freeze was, and that was a Wii U port. Yeah,
we've had 6 Kirby's. How many Kirby's have we had?
I mean, Retro's been busy for the last 3 years rebuilding Bayonetta.
Prime.
Metroid.
Yeah, Metroid. Sorry.
I don't know.
Platinum. Crawling just through Platinum under the bus.
Whatever. You know, hey, Bayonetta 4.
I'm a pessimist. They're holding all these games. They're holding a new Mario. They're holding
Advance Wars. I mean, Advance Wars is done.
Why is that being a pessimist? Isn't that a good thing?
Because we're not going to see one until the next system, which is in like 4 or 5 years.
You can't say that, man. I mean, like, look at Splatoon.
Go.
But
Go.
Mario is
Go.
arguably
Go. Do it.
Splatoon is getting another game on the same console. I don't know why we think that these franchises aren't getting another game on the same console. I don't get it.
Breath of the
Especially when-
Wild is happening.
they haven't said anything. Where's Mario? We're not getting a Mario Kart 9. There's no way we're getting a Mario Kart 9. No
I'll tell
way.
you where Mario is.
He's gonna
Like-
send Mario down the wrong pipe.
Oh, I guess the big title this year was Switch Sports, right? That's like their casual game.
Yeah,
We
and you
have
can be-
lost Cheese. Wait, Cheesy.
Yeah.
I'm backing you up here.
Okay.
Breath of the Wild, Breath of the Wild 2, Splatoon 2, Splatoon 3,
Yeah.
First one was a port.
Galaxy 1 and 2 on the Wii.
Yeah, but they were like what 2? They were 2 years apart. They weren't 5 years apart.
I mean, we did kind of.
And they were cowards and
go
didn't
through
bring
a
Galaxy 2
pandemic,
to Switch.
But I don't have a good answer. I don't know.
You were.
Where's
I
Star
thought you had my
Fox? Where
back.
F-Zero? Where's all these
Star
games
Fox,
that
they're
people
gun- they're
actually
gun
care
shit.
about?
They're gun shy on Star Fox.
They're bringing out Switch Sports. They're bringing out like this is Nintendo's year to get weird.
When's
You know?
golf?
Like-
When's golf coming? October?
Oh yeah, we're getting golf.
On Switch Sport, I was like,
Maybe.
Rush is already out. What are we talking about?
No, we're
I don't know.
getting
People
golf
always
in-
complain that Nintendo has, they release the same game every time, but they really don't. Like, we haven't had. Mario's been 5 years. It's gonna be 6 years since, like, from Breath of the Wild to Breath of the Wild 2. We're not getting a Mario on Switch. It's done.
I don't
It's
know how
coming.
you can say
It's,
that.
it's coming next. It's 5 years. 5 years. That's the cutoff. If it doesn't come out within 5 years, that's a cutoff.
We do have to keep in mind when Odyssey dropped, I think if I remember correctly, there was an interview and they asked the devs about DLC and they were like, we haven't even thought about it. Like they didn't even they were coming off of the Wii U, which was not great. I think there was a little bit of like, we're kind of gun shy going into this new system. How is it going to do? And then it's been thriving and it's been doing fantastic. And I mean, we have a stack of games from this year. Really, I know there's a lot of niche games, but we still have a lot of
How many
games
have you opened?
that all of us have not even opened or played. So like. I even bought
I beat Kirby.
Miitopia
I
because
beat
I'm like, I
Kirby.
think I need to make sure I have all my first party games. So I have Miitopia sitting behind me now. But is it Miitopia? Is that what it's called? Is that the
Miiverse?
Yeah.
No,
No.
it's Miitopia.
Okay.
My favorite thing to do on the show is to annoy Cheesy. That's my favorite thing.
It's so interesting because I feel like I'm a really laid back type of person, and then Johnny is the freaking toddler that I have to like watch over. And just
I'm sure you're not the only ones. I'm sure you're not the only one that's just like yelling at the phone or whatever they're
audio,
listening
right?
to it. Yeah.
No, I mean,
I looked it up. Odyssey's 6.5 million units away from reaching 30 million. There, Johnny.
So it's on 24 million, and you don't release
23
an
and a half.
Odyssey 2 on the same dang engine. There was Delfino Plaza. It was leaked.
I think that there are games that are niche. However, if we keep saying that, then what are we talking about? That's not niche. Zelda, Mario, what else? Animal
Smash Bros.
Crossing? Is
Animal
that
Crossing, Mario Kart.
okay? They're still putting out.
Well, we
bangers.
haven't seen any of those in years.
Because
What
it
about
was
Luigi's
front
Mansion 4.
It was front loaded.
Oh, Luigi's Mansion. Let's see it.
No,
The
that's
least-
not coming out because Next Level was on Strikers.
They already have the
can
assets.
I mean,
Listen, man, we're getting Mario Kart tracks until the end of 2023. Most likely,
Then we're
Splatoon
going to
will
switch
go.
to 2024.
Splatoon will go out for another 2 years of DLC. Like
you hope.
I do hope. Yeah, we don't know that, but that's how the first game or the second game
It
went.
could get 1 week. It could get 1 week long tournaments in and then
Oh,
kill the
that's-
online.
Dude, it's not. That is a strictly online competitive game. Like they're not gonna do that.
Okay, this show went completely off the rails. One thing, Sierra Ray from YouTube left a comment saying Cheesy should definitely check out Undertale if you haven't.
Oh,
even
right on.
even if you know the story or whatever, it's still, the writing is so charming and it's probably something you would love. So that was a comment from YouTube. I wanted
It's
to
a
make sure we
very
got to.
unique battle
Awesome.
style too. I
who
actually
was
like
that?
battle style.
Sierra Ray, I believe.
All right, Sierra.
Hopefully,
I'll check it out.
I'm not looking at the comment, but I'm pretty sure that's who it was from. So
Was that
if,
from like last week's?
yeah,
show?
so if I said your name incorrectly, please forgive me. They continually leave comments like almost week after week, so I love reading them and seeing them. So thank you for that.
That's cool. Yeah, I'll check it out.
Before this show started and we went off the rails and Johnny crawled all the way under Cheesy's skin, there was an unfamiliar level of hype around Live Alive. Cheesy has been playing this game like religiously. Crawler, like as soon as we jumped into our Halo night tonight, was immediately talking about
I
how
had my Switch handheld while we were loading in. I was trying to finish my second vignette.
Yeah, and when we started, like as we got into this call, he had his green screen up and had his game playing in the background. Like we need to talk about how hyped you guys are. Cheesy, started off.
This game, man, this really like took me by surprise, and I'm still not done with it. It really was just word of mouth. Like I heard Per Schneider talk about it, Rebecca Valentine, and then just hearing Twitter talk about the different stories. And honestly, it feels like you're playing the MCU in a way. Like you have 7 different stories that somehow connect at the end. And right now, I still don't even know how that works, but you're still very interested to see how these stories play out. Each vignette is very different from the last one. So that makes it fun and exciting. There's good voice acting.
There's credits at the each vignette. Like at the end of each vignette, it was I remember Pear talking about it on the IGN show. Like they had different artists in Japan back in the early 90s that designed this. Like they had different artists that did it, and each at that point, was it just Square? Because it wasn't Enix wasn't with Square at that point, I don't think so. But yeah, they had each has just a different style to it. I'm about to do the Japan vignette, and that looks super stylized and everything. It looks really cool.
Yeah,
the prehistory one is all no talking. It's all just pictograms.
Yeah, I don't think all of the stories are like 100% great. There's still things that you can criticize about them, but I still have enjoyed every single one of them. And I'm not like an RPG person, or I just need to play more RPGs. And this one, I did not expect to pick up, but once I saw people talking about it and I saw how good it looks, it just kind of caught my attention, and I wanted to give it a chance, and I'm really glad that I have.
I think it's pretty approachable too. Like one of the new features of the game is you downloaded
Did you
it?
download it?
Did you just buy it? You did
live
just
on
buy
air.
it.
I bought Xenoblade while we were on air too.
But they added some quality of life with a radar system, so you can kind of see where you've gone or where you need to go, so you aren't just wandering. I think that's how the original game played. You kind of just had to wander around and remember where you were going or take the cues, and this makes it a little bit more streamlined. So if you want to just power through one of the vignettes, you can. And then, like Cheesy said, I'm looking forward to finishing those 7 separate stories and watching them come together in what is the back half of that game, because I think there's an additional like 10 hours to go after you play the vignettes of how that story combines everything and makes it something kind of epic, hopefully.
Does it have mature themes?
It's T. So I mean, there's
deal with death and There was a little suggestive
Sorry, I was,
something in the prehistory one.
Yeah, there was.
I was referring to a tweet
I don't know if I've seen
about
that.
how
Yeah, I don't know what
the
you're talking
Switch
about
has
either.
no games that have mature content on it or mature themes.
That
Is that the one
not
from
true.
today that you made a comment on? That one?
Because
Yeah.
there's Galgun. So
I got it over
you know,
There's Bayonetta. Like,
There's what is it called? Panty party?
oh yeah.
that's for the
Pretty Little
Patreon.
Things. I think
We'll
it's
talk
Pretty
about
Little
this on the
Things.
Patreon show. Cryptic said, "Do you guys feel like there's a renaissance in JRPGs? Like we've been getting great titles recently, like Final Fantasy VII Remake, Dragon Quest, Live Alive, Xenoblade. It feels like the '90s all over again."
I feel like the Switch is a big
driver in that.
driving factor in that
Yeah.
because the Switch is a JRPG machine.
Not
Yeah,
according to
it's-
that tweet from today.
It's handheld, so that
Well, they're
also
baby
helps.
games. That's all it is. Yeah, handheld, turn-based handheld gaming. It's just, I don't know. It's very, I don't know what the word for it would be, but
Feels nostalgic
Soothing.
almost.
yeah, I mean, it just feels right.
Well, in the HD 2D is gorgeous, and I've played
Yeah,
it
it is.
handheld on my OLED. It looks great. Square has such a history that I want to experience their game. Like they've done Final Fantasy VII Remake, but do original Final Fantasy VII in this style. Do Chrono Trigger. I'm sure they have plenty of other stuff that they could do. And
What was the one? There was the game that they said. I don't think I have it downloaded at the moment, but it was like an early PS1 game that was from Square. Let me see if I can find. I can't remember the name of it. Let me see if I have it downloaded on my.
I have a
On my-
Square folder on my Switch. I don't know if I
thought
have
it was.
it. though.
Are you talking about Chrono Cross? That's like 2D HD.
No, it seemed fairly obscure. Let me jump into my.
Would you say it's niche?
Oh my god,
It's probably niche. Yeah, it's probably.
that
it's-
word, man, is just like making my skin
Is
crawl.
it is it niche or is it niche?
I think it's niche.
It-
I've always said
like,
niche. I don't know.
it's
I
like-
think it's both.
Niche,
Tomato,
please.
tomato.
Is it triangle strategy? That even did pretty well. I remember back when that came out. A lot of people were talking. Well, I don't know
This
if they
year?
were talking about it.
This
Yeah,
year when it came out.
It came out at a bad time. It came out when Elden Ring came out. It was not ideal. Elden Ring and then like Kirby was like right after
True.
it. So
Yep.
I should have started with I played the demo first of Live Alive, and just talking about the 2D HD or what is it? HD 2D 2D HD.
2D HD, I think.
Yeah. The Japan story, man, that really shows it off, and it's so pretty. It's
So is
so
it all the same combat system or are they different combat systems?
The two that I've played, Cheesy can probably speak better to this, but it's you go into a battle arena and it's grid based, and you have a kind of similar to the Final Fantasy VII live status action bar that you get to make your turn. So certain moves take more energy to build up, or if you move around the grid, it contributes to your enemy's status bar moving closer to being able to go. Your moves have different grids that they will attack to. So some are the immediate grids surrounding you, some are diagonal, some are further out than others. So it can kind of be a little bit of a chess game. Like in one of the vignettes, I kind of had to play cat and mouse, keep like doing a long distance attack and just moving around the grid, staying away from them because their move was a lot more powerful than I could withstand. And so I kind of just had to play cat and mouse. So you can, if you're just sleeping on the battle of the game and you're like leaving your Switch just sitting there, you're gonna die because their bar is gonna keep churning and you're not gonna take part in your action. And so it's that similar in that way of Final Fantasy VII, but it is kind of a unique blend of, I think it's a unique blend of Triangle Strategy and Octopath Traveler, where Octopath Traveler is just straight turn-based, line up in a line, and triangle strategy is move around and do that. I think it's a good blend of that. And I know that Octopath credits Live Alive with kind of the some of the inspiration for the framework of what they have, because I mean, obviously this game came out in '94, and so but Cheesy, do they kind of stay the same throughout that you've seen?
Yeah, pretty much. But like, you never know how the
what the
combat
enemies moves
is.
do.
Well, that, but also like you might have one story that is more heavy on combat than another story, because there's one story where there isn't any combat until like the end. I don't think that's a spoiler. It just kind of happens, but it's still like is great gameplay the way that they have it set up, because it's kind of I think a homage to Alien.
Oh, the near future one. Yeah. I've heard that. Yeah. I will say it's also, the combat is also, or the game in general, at least what I've experienced, is a fairly welcoming JRPG experience, because the battle that takes place is self-contained. There's no persistent like effects on your body or your health or whatever. It resets every time you start a new fight. So it's not like you're away from your house and you need to rest like in Pokemon and you have to worry about getting back. If you survive the fight, you're good. You're back to full health. You do have consumables that you can eat, or if you need to use it to heal your teammates. Sometimes you'll have healers in your party. It just depends on kind of the game, the vignette that you're in. But it's very welcoming because you don't have to worry about that management of your party and just navigating the overworld. Once you're done with that fight, you're good to go, and you're back in. You can just keep going. You can save whenever you want. Just press the menu, open it up, save it. It has a quick save system. Whenever you go into like a new area, it does a quick save. But you can also force it to save whenever you want, and then it's fairly welcoming. I think it's really good for anybody to try out if they haven't. And it's you can do what, three of the 7 vignettes, I think, on the demo. And
yeah, if you try the demo, there's 3 stories that you get to try out, and I think they do such a great job of pausing the demo at a certain part of the story where they're like, yeah, all right, you can't play more of this one, go play one of the other 2 stories, but you're kind of interested.
Oh, so you don't get to finish a vignette in the demo?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So they
you can leave each. You can leave. Yeah, you can leave the vignette whenever you want and start a different one.
That's true. Yeah, you can always just play a different chapter if you want. You don't have to finish that vignette before you start a new one.
How many times have we said vignette?
I know.
I've been taking a drink every time. I'm so wasted right now.
Have we said vignette more than
niche?
somebody go back and count. I want to see that in the YouTube comments.
Progress does carry over from the demo. Yeah, Cryptic.
Yes, it does. I made a tweet yesterday just to kind of close this out. Made a tweet saying that I just think it's so smart that they re-released this game in an era of connected universes. Like, that is what we're all used to right now. And if you want to see how these stories connect, you first have to play each story that is completely different than what you just played, and it just keeps you engaged and curious.
2 hours. They're about 2 hours long, and then they're going to combine. All your characters are going to come together in some connected fashion that Cheesy and I haven't gotten to yet. Cryptic. That's so each of them I've done 2, and I think they're, depending on if you want to go grind or do something, like the vignette that I just finished, you start with a very overpowered character, and you kind of just get to, it's kind of just you get to play along, you get to do the battles. It was much easier in comparison to the first one that I did. So they all kind of have a different feel, but they all are maybe 6 or 7 different travel screens that you can move around into. There aren't a whole lot. There isn't a ton of there's character development like solely around the character that you're playing, because the overarching world I don't think is going to play of that particular story that you're in. I don't think is going to matter as much. They're focusing on the character, and then I think the world is going to get a lot bigger in the back half of the game.
Yeah, I think there's a overarching theme in each story, and it's not like it hits you where you're cry over a character or anything like that, but it still is like, oh, I wasn't really expecting that. So it's just kind of nice to see the plot thicken.
Mm-hmm. You gonna pick it up, Josh?
Oh, absolutely. Going back, Saga Frontier was the game I was talking about. That was another like Final Fantasy VII. It's Saga Frontier Remastered is another one on the Switch. So, and just to close this out, guys, Xenoblade Chronicles has been getting like 9s and 10s across the board. So if you were on the fence about 3,
and I've heard it's good enough to be self-contained. You don't have to have played 1 and 2.
Yeah, but it's a niche game, so who cares?
niche and vignette. Niche.
89
yeah,
on Metacritic.
Like Cryptic asked about my special edition, the limited edition, the collector's edition. I don't know, but the answer is I don't know. I've been charged for it,
and it's unlisted. It's unlisted on the Nintendo website. I had it in my cart and it was like, oh, this item's out of stock, and now it's just not even in my cart anymore.
Yeah,
Nintendo needs to communicate.
And I've been charged for it. I can't find it in my purchase history, so
that website's completely broken.
I may have to call, but it's like, this is probably next to like Shredder's Revenge. This is probably my most anticipated title this year, and so I actually plan on doing a couple long streams this weekend playing through Xenoblade. So if you guys want to hang out for that and see what the game's all about, I will be probably starting tomorrow.
Watch Josh fight a wall.
Stream. Yeah, I don't read much when it comes to JRPGs, so a lot of times I don't know how the battle system works. So come on, it's a good time. It's a good time for one and all. So, but I did pick up the full version or whatever, like the expansion pack and everything, because like that's, this is a series I love. I'm actually I'm excited to go through this one and then hopefully jump back into Torna, because I would like to see more about what happened in that with those characters as well. So yeah, the game's looking good. We're going to keep our conversation going on Patreon. If you guys want to be able to catch the NPC Wired, where there's a lot of swearing for no reason.
Might actually fight over there. We're
I
planning
think,
a boxing match.
A lot of times what happens is Crawler and I pick a game to play, and then Cheesy and Johnny just fight. And then Crawler and I just randomly be like, oh, dude, you destroyed me. And then like, I'm like, oh man, you destroyed me. And then we just go back and forth. So it's a lot of fun, but we appreciate you guys listening so much. If you're here with us live, these are some of the best numbers we've seen live. So thank you guys so much for that. We are doing the show strictly on YouTube at 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. Eastern. I know it's crazy late. But we thank you so much.
Sleep. Thanks.
Yeah. No sleep for Johnny. No sleep for Johnny.
That's why I'm so cranky.
That's right. And it's patreon.com/Nintendo Powercast if you guys want to be able to check that out. So we love you guys. We appreciate you all so very much. And we hope you have a fantastic weekend gaming. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.